So a few weeks ago, a friend of mine started talking to me about this movie that was coming out, Sound of Freedom, and about this awful problem of child trafficking. And so I started watching videos about it and learning more about what's going on around the world. And eventually, as I contemplated the horrific things that millions of children and women are going through around the world every day, it kind of sank in for me a bit more, and I realized I have to try to do something. And maybe you've been thinking something similar as you've been thinking about this and feeling like, you want to do something, but feeling like you're helpless to do very much at all. Well, Christians actually have more powerful weapons at our disposal than any organization or army in the world. And two of those weapons are fasting and prayer. Christians are not allowed to take up arms against other human beings, but we are commanded to go to war against the forces of darkness. And fasting, along with fervent prayer, is one way we engage in that battle. This is something that we can do to help all those women and children around the world who are enslaved right now and who are enduring something most of us can hardly imagine. And this can make a bigger difference than any human organization ever could. So, what I would like to do is organize just some simple corporate fasting and prayer. I don't have much of a platform, but maybe if some people who are subscribed to my channel or who see this video will get on board, then maybe this could grow into a movement of fasting and prayer for these people who are suffering, and we can expect great things will happen, even if we never hear about some or most of those things in this life. So I'd like to begin with just one day of fasting and prayer sometime this month in July of 2023. We're just going to do one single day of fasting this first time for anyone who may not be used to fasting. And in August, what I'm thinking we'll do is we'll do 2 days in August and 3 days in September, and so on and so forth. And maybe we'll work our way up to a 7-day fast, which would be sometime in January. And obviously, that's a 7-day fast is painful and challenging, but these people are going through something just horrific, and it deserves this kind of commitment and prayer and beseeching God for His help and for Him to act. So you can do water only fasts, or bread and water fasts, or water and vegetables only fasts, or some kind of combination. It doesn't necessarily have to be water only. But however you do it, it should be something that will be challenging, something that will cause some significant degree of discomfort. And of course, fasting may not be safe for some people, depending on medical conditions or age. So take all of that into account and get clearance from a doctor if you need to. We're going to fast and pray, of course, for the women and children who are enslaved. We'll pray that God will rescue them out of this terrible situation somehow, and that He will be near to them and real to them in their suffering. We'll pray that God protects and preserves the little hearts and minds that are enduring such horrible suffering, so that they will not lose their sanity, and so that they will be able to recover emotionally and mentally when they have finally gotten free. And we will fast and pray for the people who are committing these awful crimes, both the traffickers and the lost souls who are giving the traffickers business. We will beseech God to strike them with the fear of the Lord, so that they will understand the horrible judgment that awaits them if they do not repent and turn to Jesus. We will pray that the Spirit of God will convict people who are doing these things and move them to turn themselves in and become whistleblowers and become a part of the solution to this problem in whatever way they can be. And of course, that they will become disciples of Jesus. And we will pray that God's hand will be against those who are committing these crimes, but who will not repent. that their plans will fail, that their communications will break down, that their vehicles will break down, that the authorities will be able to track them down and place them under arrest, that God will send his angels to do whatever it is that they do behind the scenes to bring about justice, and that ultimately we'll be praying that this horrible industry will crumble as it is exposed more and more. So if you would like to participate in the first day of fasting and prayer, then send me an email at tommyalbinholmes@gmail.com, and the email is in the description below if you want to make sure to spell that right. just check it out in the description. Send me an email with the subject "Fast and Pray" in all capital letters so that I can't possibly miss it. And I will then get back to you with the day we plan to do this together corporately, which we're not going to announce online publicly so that we can keep our fasting a secret to some degree. Obviously, this video lets people know that a fast is going to happen, but at least nobody has to know when. So when the day comes, we can hopefully do it in secret as much as possible. As Jesus says, don't let anyone around you know that you're fasting by looking uncomfortable or looking like you're hungry. Just try to act normal even if you feel really hungry and low on energy, and slip away to pray to the Lord throughout the day to beg him to act and to help these people. And if for some reason you cannot do it on the day that we all do it together, then you can simply choose a day that's close to it. That does work for you. We don't all necessarily need to be on the same page about theological issues and lifestyle issues, and I don't need to know what you may disagree with me on when it comes to Christianity. We're just going to all fast and pray on the same day and raise our voices together to the Lord about this issue. Okay, so as of right now, I have 286 subscribers, unless I've lost or gained one in the last 24 hours. I hope a good chunk of you who have subscribed to my channel will join in on this so that we can fight this spiritual battle together. And maybe next month we'll have a bunch more join in on our 2-day fast. So thanks so much for considering this, and I will be looking for your emails. May God bless you.